Hello, how's everybody doing out there? James here with another video. You know, I've been covering a lot of, for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about, women in relationships with men here. And I want to do something different, but it's pretty much covering the same topic. Why are, why are men really going overseas to find them a woman as a potential girlfriend, to potential be a wife? And I've been noticing that since YouTube been popping up, I didn't know it was so many American men that have women out of the Philippines. One of the countries. Two is Colombia, and then I've seen a few from the Dominican Republic. And from what I gather from the men, both black men, white men, and other men, and these are average guys, average looking older men in their 60s, 50s, some probably guys probably in their 40s, some guys like they were in their 70s. What I come to the conclusion is this: the women it's like the women over there, even though people have been trying to hit back at places, the women here that been saying, oh, they want you because for your money, they want you for your green card. They're just going to use you and they're going to manipulate you. But yet, that the women here have a higher standard. They want to call a man with the college degree, which that's understandable. Is not with the over six-figure income. Then she'll submit to you. She tells you got to be 6 feet tall. You got to drive around in flashy cars and have a fancy house, so she can style, make it like it's more about styling and showing off. I look over to the men with the women in the Philippines. This is what I observe. That even though, yes, the conditions may not be up to par, the electric, grids over there, certain areas, the sanitation areas is not good over there. But one thing I learned over a period of time, one thing those women got over there that I've seen in those countries, in certain places like the Philippines and Thailand, it sounds like more so with the Filipino women, is that they got decent personality. They really have a good personality. They really do. I mean, they may not be well endowed in the bodies like most women is, but man, what I see is men that are happy. I see men that are content. I've seen men that that they're just happy. They never felt like a man before. And you got a bunch of women online. I'm going to show you some video from other people's video that they're bitter. They so bitter, and they so-called trying to shame men for going over to another country. And you can tell the bitterment is in some of these women. That it's like, okay, so the men that all men been going over, but black men, y'all broke and dusty. But if the black men are broke and dusty, how is that they able to get the money to go over to the country, live over in another country, and plan on moving over to another country? But But the same woman that's bitching and moaning about this don't even have a husband, don't even have a boyfriend, and if she have a husband, she's probably about to lose him. And I'm going to show you a couple videos here, and it's just unbelievable. I'll try to fair use with someone's video, but I just wanted to point out what I've observed. And I'm looking at these couples, man. It's like, wow, man, they really are in love. I mean, I can tell when somebody's You can tell when someone's just a couple, and you can tell somebody's really. I'm talking about these women, like, and you might say, well, these guys don't look that they ain't worth of nothing. They look lame and dusty and nice and whatever. They ain't really that attractive. And maybe you can say that about some of the women is over there, but the key about it is they got the man. These women who've been complaining don't have a man, and if they do have a man, they can't keep a man. So the men are dumping them and going over there and picking a woman that appreciate them. I'm gonna play you this one story, and this one guy's channel, and his name is More to Life. Check out what this woman says, and this is what they do. This is so catty, the most cattiest thing I've ever seen women do. So, one of these women that do this.
Do y'all exchange like cattle? Are they paying you with cryptocurrency? These men just think y'all cheap.
You see the vulgar attitude? That's why guys leave.
What type of currency are these men using to take care of you?
My question is, why do you care? Maybe she can sit back and learn something.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now today, we're getting into it. It's another one. And what this lady is saying is, men, where is the money coming from? She's talking to a foreign woman, saying, where is the money coming from? What kind of money is it? Really doesn't make any sense, guys. Let's hop into it, but you guys know it keeps happening. Women are just saying stuff. They're saying anything to put brothers down, make it seem like we're broke, we don't make any money. Well, let's hop right into the video. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also be sure to share with your friends. If this content is doing something for you, be sure to share it on the social medias, guys. Let's hop right into it.
Why do y'all upset yourselves entertaining nonsense? I don't get it. So I'm gonna help y'all to understand how to get to the meat and potatoes when you ain't gotta entertain the nonsense. So now the new thing is men is going out here saying American women, more so the black ones, because they're going overseas to get their wife.
Now, see, the thing is, it's not that we're saying F them. We're just getting up and leaving. Us talking about this stuff, it's not even to bash women. It's really to encourage other men, letting them know there's other options out there. But anyway, let's continue.
We're too annoying in America. We want too much money. X, Y, and Z. Alright, cool. This video is specifically for women in other countries. Thailand, Vietnam, anywhere in the Caribbean, India, wherever you at besides the United States. I've done this video before, but I'm not going to waste your time and resources for you to come search for it, and nobody answered. But we're going to try this again.
One thing I got to point out, okay? You see the vulgar attitude? That's why guys are leaving. From this here. From her attitude. Okay? It's not feminine at all. Effing and effing this and effing that and effing.
Exactly.
Even when I dealt with women in the U.S.,
exactly,
I didn't deal with women like this. And I said it all the time to guys. Just because you're there, if you don't want to go overseas, don't deal with these type of everything effing. That's not feminine at all. Woman that's cursing like that, woman that's smoking, drinking. So if you're a smoker and drinker yourself, you got a woman that's cursing and smoking and drinking, that's not good for your spirit, man. But anyway, let's continue.
What type of currency are these men using to take care of you? Because apparently it don't cost much, and how they presented it, they damn sure ain't using no money. It ain't no Benjamins, no Abraham, Jackson, whatever. So I need to understand, what is it, how do these American men take care of y'all?
Now she's saying, how do we take care of you? What money are we using? We're using the currency that's in the country. Okay, what she doesn't realize is she needs to do more research on it before she talks about us, right? It's when you go to other countries, if you go to the Philippines, you go to Thailand, and you transfer your dollar over in that country, the dollar is way higher now. Like right now, the United States dollar, I know the pesos, it's like 56 pesos. A year ago, it was 50. So now what's happening is guys are going to other countries, same thing, because the dollar's going up. Guys are going to other countries, and now is the best time for men to actually travel and go abroad. Because men are leaving, and they're getting over in these different countries, and the dollar's way higher. Okay, and it's because of inflation. But what's happening though is inflation, it's hurting a lot of people in the US, but it's helping people that are leaving to go to other countries right now. And that's just what's happening. And this woman here, I think before she does these videos, she needs to do more research. Remember, let's continue.
I mean, is it a dowry? Are they come to your people with gold? Do y'all exchange like cattle? Are they paying you with cryptocurrencies? Do they leave y'all letters with fucking IOUs? Please enlighten the American women. Because apparently, these men just think y'all cheap. And it's just too easy to get a passport and bring y'all back over here.
It's not that they're cheap. You know what it is? The whole thing is that you don't have to play games. You know, when you go overseas, you don't need a dating coach to go overseas.
Right.
All you need is some common knowledge to make sure you don't go overseas and get into some crazy trouble. You know, I actually talk about these kind of videos on my channel, The Black Filipino, right? And I talk about things that happen in the Philippines. And other guys may do that, so I don't know if other travel guys are doing it, but I always talk about the dangers. That can happen in any country. It's the same things that can happen here. It's going to happen in Colombia. It's definitely going to happen in the U.S. Okay, it's definitely going to happen in Brazil. These things are happening everywhere.
I was thinking about what he was saying. She was saying about why had the women respond. Well, that's probably a dumb question. Why you would respond in the first place? How did they pay? How would they pay you? Or whatever. I mean, you know, they must be cheap. I mean, has she ever thought about the cost of living over there? I mean, and the lifestyle, the cost of living, the wages, and things, and that the men, and it's not easy, but it's crazy.
What she's saying, do you have to use cattle? I mean, this woman is so hell-bent on pitting men down that she doesn't even know what she's talking about, guys. The delusion is at an all-time high, and that's what's happening with a lot of women in the U.S. And these videos keep coming out. And you notice one thing with all of these videos, the women don't really know what they're saying in a lot of them. You know, I had another video I reacted to, and a woman said, "Oh, we're male chauvinists." Okay, actually, the misandry of these women, we're not male chauvinists. These women are misandrous, and it's at an all-time high. These men are leaving. Insult these men, make them seem like dirt, to keep them down, and it doesn't keep us down. What it does is it says we're doing something right. Usually when you have people bashing you and saying you're doing something wrong,
right,
you're obviously doing something right. And then right now, even where I am right now, you have videos where certain Filipinas, right, are bashing other Filipinas that are dating foreigners. But you know what they don't, and they say they have to do it to get money, but it's going to be an influx. It's going to be so many, I don't know if I even used that word right, but it's going to be so many people that are traveling to these countries now, that are traveling to Thailand, traveling to the Philippines, traveling to Colombia, traveling to Brazil, traveling to DR, even traveling to other countries in the Europe area over there by Sweden. Guys are going to go there. And it's going to be a high traffic of foreigners. Probably nothing crazy, but still, you guys are going to wonder, wait a minute, why is there more foreigners coming now, even more than before?
I'll stop right here. If it's a woman listening to this video, please don't say something stupid stuff like that to guys that's on travel channels like this, because you make yourself really ignorant. Like he said, do some research. I mean, if all listen to what go to like guys like this channel and they go to their platform and see what it is about them, instead of assuming things in what you heard and maybe a few bad stories or whatever. Ask the guys. If you be open and learn, and when you get on their platform, give them some type of respect. And don't be so argumentative and think that No, because they're not going they're not going to respect you. If women learn how to stop assuming and stop trying to be right, certain women that argue with this point, and just listen. You need to really, really listen what the men are really saying. And sometimes you can look at the couples and listen to the couples, and the men will let you know why they picked their wife and what they mean. And they get the men that are seriously marriage minded. They're seriously stable, and they probably a lot of them have some are retired veterans. Majority probably are retired veterans probably, and some people have businesses, and it could be people that's going over there that have a business. Like men are able to have like state jobs or whatever kind of job that had a good retirement in order to live in the Philippines, or to go to Brazil or go to Colombia. So, and then you got to look at the market value of the currency. And I've heard these guys talk about this themselves, and they advise other men. They give them a realistic point, the good and the bad. And they go down there, they tell the men about the food, they tell the men about business, get housing, things like that, in case they want to rent properties or do business. Ain't all about going down there and getting some prostitutes down there. And if you would really listen to them and go to their website and stop judging them and stop assuming, oh, you ain't got no game, you ain't got no player. Look, it comes to a point in time of life. Some people need to grow up. It comes to a time in your life. You just want something to change or different. Every decade, you maybe every year or every decade as you get older, you less tolerate things. What would that look like as a man if I'm sitting as a man, sitting back here, and I seen some black women going over and going to travel over, and she decided to meet a guy from that country, whatever. Oh, that's why you want to pick those men over there. I mean, being so catty. It's like that's her choice, and she had the money to go. She had the resource to go. She could have been a military brat or whatever. Can be in the military. She could have a legitimate business. Come over by school. That they would because women do travel. American women do travel, but it's like American men do. All races that come from the westernized countries, Canada, America, Britain, and other places. Now, for her to even say something like that, it's such an ignorant statement. You sound stupid. Why don't you, the best thing to do is at least peek in on, if you're going to go in the men's corner, before you start running off at the mouth, just sit back and listen to what the men are saying. But when you go to their travel channel, and don't troll them or nothing like that. At least let what they got to say. Cause look, they've been over there already. I've seen some of their channels. I've seen the cities that they were actually in the city. There have been guys over there that have been living in Colombia and Thailand for over a year, 2 months to a year. So obviously they got something going on. And these are the type of guys that probably put up with a lot of bullshit because they saw you got other men trying to change their game wasn't so tight. He looked lame as shit. He looked, seeing all this stuff to try to keep you on a mental plantation. You see, one thing I've learned, even though I've never been outside this country, but I got a chance to go. God has blessed me, just to meet some of the people that's from the country that's here, and some good people that come from here that still. Some have been filled with whatever America put them in here. When you find some good people from different genres of people that come from different parts of the world, if you sit down and talk with them and stop assuming stuff, and you ain't never sit down and talk to a room. You never sat down and talk to some people from Guatemala, Mexico, Honduras, Brazil. You know what I'm saying? You might be one person but you ain't met a whole group of people that give you a greater aspect. It's like me saying that, going to say, Africans. Do you know Africa got about 50, the continent of Africa got about 50 countries in between? And and just because one bad apple, two bad apples out of one country don't affect the whole continent of Africans. I've met some wonderful people, friendly people that were from Africa, because I sat down and we had talk and heart to heart and listen to them. And all you gotta do is be a decent personality and stop assuming some things that you don't know. You never really interacted with the people, because you in your own mind, the people who do that stuff, they come from they grew up in a certain type of neighborhood, and they ain't never really been nowhere. They may have been to, maybe they somehow, like they said, never left their state. Some people never left their city, let alone left the country. And when they do interact with people that came from different places, they didn't really sit down and talk with them and have a heart-to-heart discussion on where it's about. Because most people in America is about themselves. It's all about themselves. Majority of us is about ourselves. No matter every walks of life, colors and creeds and anything. Majority of people is about themselves. You can tell by your demeanor and the attitude. Everything got to focus around it is the way it is, the red, white, and blue, and that's it. And that's the truth. But these men decide, these people that's on YouTube, they decide to step out and say, hey, come over and travel. Come check it out yourself. But for a woman to sit back up there and so what? What a man does with his penis is on him. If he putting his life at risk and having unsafe sex, that's on him. But but my question is, why do you care? See, what it is it is that you see that this is what's going on. What the main problem is that there are some women in this country that think because guys used to give them a lot of attention, because of they big breasts, they butt, and it ain't going on. A lot of these women let it get to their head, and so they feel entitled. So when you get some guy like, ooh, wow, and they full of lust for you, but they lusting after you. But when they see what they want to see, does the body match with the personality? Does the body match with the personality? And when you get somebody, they can have the perfect body, but they got a jacked up personality. They got a nasty ass attitude. You know what I'm saying? They, like you said, they get, they smoke, they cuss, they drink. And, someone was raised that our grandmother that talk like that around us. And we had siblings, they ain't talk like that around us. So your dad and your mom, your dad shows you what a real woman how she conduct herself. Some of these women forgot about that, what their great grandma and their mama and their aunts have taught them. So that's why they cuss and curse and drink. And so that's what they do. And so you get what you attract. So you get that type of dude. And so they get mad because all of a sudden they seen these videos about these guys going overseas. I mean, it's stupid. It'd be like me getting mad over a bunch of black women going to Jamaica, whatever, or Europe or Italy, whatever.
It's because of what's happening with this woman here. This woman here actually bashing men, and not even making sense bashing men. It's going to lead to more trafficking in these countries. So I think if a woman is in these countries, and maybe she didn't even consider foreigners before, she may even consider that now. She may say, you know what? I see myself dating a foreigner. We cool guys. We cool guys. Why not get to know us? But guys, I didn't even finish the video.
Cause y'all ain't about no money. But I know. Y'all foreign women, y'all don't play when it comes to coins. So since this is the topic of discussion, if you are a foreign woman that does not have a birth certificate of the US of A, please let us know, the American women, what type of currency are these men using to
I can answer that for you.
take care of you?
You get a lot more currency if we transfer over our money. It's just more in these countries. It's better for us. It's more convenient. And women aren't necessarily looking at you right away and saying, counting your dollars, Of course, they may think this guy's from America, he's going to have money anyway. But they're still not counting it. And they're not coming across like they're looking for money, and that's what it's all about. As long as a woman's not coming across like a gold digger, right? Giving a guy femininity, taking care of a guy, giving him a back rub, washing your clothes. I mean, there's guys that come here, right? I remember one guy that was coming to the Philippines. He said, I can't wait to go and get off the plane, have my Filipina wash my clothes, rub my back, do my nails. It's not because she's a maid. It's because that's how Filipino women take care of their men. They even do that for Filipinos, all right? So how about that? And that's happening in other countries. There's guys going to DR, same thing. These women actually cherish their men. So with all that being said, guys, if you're thinking about traveling and you haven't considered it yet, I say try it. Give it a try. Go out of the country. See what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I bet you'll be a different man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Mortalize.
And I'm gonna say this. You know what it is? Women showing love in these poor countries. That's what the Filipino woman got, the Colombian woman got, maybe some women did, the Dominican women got. These men found a way, and these women understand the component of relationship. It's a give and give situation. It's not take and give. It's not, I'm gonna do this and negotiate, you do this. It's give and give. When you give something, and I'm surely, you can tell some women down there, they've probably been hurt by men too. Some women down there in the Brazil or the Philippines, because some of them have his children with husbands men that they no longer a husband with. But maybe something happened. Maybe some things didn't work out. But maybe. And I heard in one case where one guy said sometimes some men don't work over it. There, he was talking about when he was in the Philippines. He said that some men do work and some men don't work, just like they do here. You know what I'm saying? And it was in his case, but it's just that. And then you got some men that do like some men here. They go from women to women, and they have the same standard. They don't want to be that woman that's going. When they love you, what the men been saying, a woman really loves you over there, and even so, they don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of playing games and not be immature. But some of us, we had our seasons of it being immature when we were younger. I know I have. But as I got older, I realized something until God showed me that what love really is. And I tell you, I did write to a Filipino back in my 20s, and I regretted it because I didn't understand the value of love until I seen that 60 some year old man who had a stroke, and how his wife, how she just loved him. I mean, how she really loved this man. And even though he sound like, to other people he sound mean and rough and everything, and even some people even told her, why don't you just leave him? Why he's da 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 da. But one thing she said, the only reason why he got like that because he thought that maybe he was going to be hurt again. That because part of his body, maybe that she'll be kind of woman that, well, she going to leave me because I can't give her the physical, and it was something that's no fault of his own, is because of his health. But one thing she said in that video was that she said, he's my soulmate and I love him. And that's just hit me like a ton of bricks. And you can tell when a couple's in love because they're hugging on each other, they're kissing on each other. I mean, she crazy about the man. The Campbell family, and I'm sitting there like, wow. I mean, it just blew me away. And she said, and one thing she says as an older woman, she's been down that road as an older Filipino woman, but she know how to love. And she said, I'm gonna love this man. And even though his ways been trying, his actions, and I said in the video, I said, wow, he really have a blessed wife, man. And I'm in my 50s, and I tell you one thing, if I met a woman like that, oh man, if God ever blessed me with somebody like that, I don't care how, you could bring 100 different women with all different fluctual bodies and shape, I'll pick that one. Because in the last 20, 30 years, I've seen how women are here in the States. And they feel entitlement. You got some women that want to play games. They're not serious. And then the ones that do, you got women that try to control you. That try to, because you don't respond right away to something, or you just trying to have a peace of mind. It ain't always got to be bickering and arguing and things. You know? Or I have to wrestle with you as far as my personality. I got to flip my personality. Woman, I'm nice. Woman, you don't know how to take me. Now I got to get really angry and aggressive at you and talk to you like you're crazy in order for to get respect out of you. And for you say, my alpha male, whatever. Why are you testing me? Why would you test a dude? But see, you got some women like that out there. And so, I mean, even though every couple has they bumps in the roads, every married couple do. I mean, some argue and fight, but they don't let it get to fighting, the argument to the point that it's physical. That's gonna cost them down the line. You know, and the reason why some men hesitant about meeting women with children. I had a partner. I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the last video. He's a black man, but he's 4 years younger than me. Where we lived up in Youngstown, and he has a skilled trade job. He owned property. He worked. He's about to go work for the state. He was on the verge of making $1 million. I mean, because with his trade and with his property, he owned a couple houses. He got with some woman that he brought out the lower part of income housing with 2 children. He had no children of his own. He took on love these children, love his own. This is a black man. This is what black men do. Some black men do this. Love on the child. This woman turned back around, and I found out later on, before his mother died, she lied. Supposed to be her husband. She said that the neighbor was making moves on her. The neighbor that was a Puerto Rican neighbor, he never made a move on her. She lied about that. She lied. She lied that and told the police that he put his hands on her daughter, and to come back, there was no evidence. Yes, a black woman did this because she had a daughter and a son. He lied about that. There was no abuse on the children. He never sexually abused them. I mean, he never violated them. He never abused her or anything. But they would, so needless to say, they got into an argument, and all of a sudden, it was so low down, the police in Youngstown put him in prison. And now I don't know if he ever got that thing sponged off his record, but once you get something like that you put your hands on the child like that's stick with you for life. And so that's why. So and as his friend, that kind of made me leery about dating women with children, because if a child don't like you, all she gotta do is, or he or she don't like you, can say you put your hands on, and next thing you know, your career is gone, your life is gone, just like that. And this was his case, and I knew him. I knew how he felt about, because when we were hanging out together, and someone messed with his sister or his niece wrong, he'd be ready to go upside the head. So I knew he was that kind of dude that he had nieces and nephews that was much younger, and he'd been in his present as an uncle. So you think somebody would do something like? Wouldn't they do that with a family member? No. But this is why but as a good black man, he lost 13 years of his life in the state prison. Come to find out, before his mother died, she told me the whole story of how she did it. I was crushed. Now his life is ruined. He can't live next to a school. He had the same person had another friend, and you get one of these hood thinking women that they want to see two men go at it. You better check your boy. You make a woman a boy, and he jump on somebody, all based off of a lie. And there's one woman he dated. Luckily he knew that I wouldn't do something like that, because he never came on to my women, my girlfriend. I never do something like that. But you have women here in the States would start something. Listen, guys, if you're a guy, listen what I'm saying. And you don't know what's going on. The baby, she can tell the baby's father something, and you did this, and you said this, and you did this, and next thing you know, she sit back there and watch you go at it, go shooting guns and stuff like that at it, and fighting and fist fighting over something, and it comes based off of a lie. There are men that lost their lives here based off of a lie, because some ratchet woman that likes to see violence and see her man so she can feel secure, because he act a little crazy or whatever, and you know he's a ticking time bomb, and they succumb to that. Well, my friend was kind of like that, and he about ready to go beat up the neighbor or whatever, and that was another charge against him. He threatened the neighbor. He will physically beat him. He can fight too. But what I'm saying is, this is what some women do, and some our women do this, and there's some white women probably do this, but some of our women do this shit, and just to see something going, because our people have a toxic culture. We are confrontational, aggressive people at each other. Everything got to be aggressive to 180 degrees. This is a fact. So now so that's what kind of mentality that they cater to. I've seen this in my own life. But when you're a man, that sometimes you might have a disagreement with your women, but what I get from the Filipino woman, she's not going to push you to the point that it's going to anger you, to the point that she wants to see your masculinity out of you. She wants to see what type of Negro you are. I want to say the other word, but you know what I'm talking about. What type of Negro you are. And that's because her version, that's what black men do. And you got some black women like that. See, that's another thing they don't want to tell you about. And it's the same type of chick that you just heard talking. And on another video, I said, same type of women. So they don't want to be put up with that when it comes to being submissive. And because everything's so confrontational, everything's so toxicity, everything's so, I'll call you out your name, you call me out my name, hit me in my manhood, saying I ain't good in bed, whatever. And so you're a mama's boy, whatever. And they try to take digs or whatever. They're trying to emasculate a man. And then not only that, they're emasculating the man, they cursing their own black men. That's why some black men, I said, that take on stress when they get to a certain age, they're dying young. Because maybe one of the reasons why is because maybe you have one of these ego women, can't figure out why all the men are leaving, the rest are leaving, and some are dying, or some are turning to the alternative lifestyle, or you got some men that going to prison or going to the grave. A lot is because black women have spoke this out their mouth, trying to be and hurt and abused. A lot of them have done that, and they've cursed their own men. That's why it's a short percentage of us, and it comes into light. One thing I know is about every other race of women have some issues with their men, but I've never seen it to this degree. It's like, okay, let it go. I've been on YouTube for the last 12 years. Only thing men have said, like any other men, please lose some weight, or I don't find women who are overweight attractive. Some men don't like women that don't have fake hair. But maybe if the women would look at it this way, some women would look at it this way. If you're overweight, maybe he loves you enough to tell you to lose some weight, because doctor-wise, y'all be a healthy couple in the future. But if you got diabetes, this can be a man too. Overweight man, I have to lose some weight myself. But maybe this is what he's trying. Maybe sometimes some men, it might come out kind of raw, but maybe there's some black men that really do care, ladies, about black women. They really do, and they gotta tell you know they try to tell you something in your own way, but you just got some black women out there just got this ego, man. Like they refuse to, they don't want to be listened, taken into regards, and take what they're saying, and maybe he would be attracted to you, because most black men don't want to. To me, they really don't want to go to another woman, and really when they do, they go to another black woman, a woman of color, what they would call a woman of color in this country, which is, well, I would say indigenous woman. I don't like to use that woman of color, but indigenous woman that take care of herself, because and really that kind of get on him in a loving way about take care of himself, not to pull him down, not to sit down there and disrespect his manhood, disrespect his whatever, and that's what it is. And her saying about broke men, how is broke men gonna go over to seas? So don't you know that every man can hit a slump in his life? It ain't just black men that hit slumps in life. There's white men, there's Latino men at different levels of life that they lose their job, they get laid off. So does that make him less of a man? So that make him a broke man? But it's kind of dig at us, because the men she sees maybe in the neighborhood, they'll probably be smoking weed all day. There's some men, and there's certain type of men that like that. But you know that don't want to do that. That don't apply themselves to life. So is that what this means? And if you all about loving a black man or whatever, then stop cursing him. If you about loving a black man, stop cursing black men, because your words have life, and then your words is gonna push the rest of them the way who God is trying to preserve to live out their destiny in life. Black men don't curse black women, saying, "Oh, you." But what's the saying? But instruct, they say, if you keep up with this personality, with this attitude, it could be anybody say this, and you have a bad personality, you're going to be alone. If you don't learn to know when to speak, when to use your mouth, know when to be assertive in certain times, and learn to shh your mouth. And some women don't have control over their mouth. They and they antagonize the situation and make it even worse. And some men don't respond. Some men will jump at you, and some men just gonna sit back and say, okay, and they'll sit back and let you just spurt out, and just get it off your chest, and then try to go back and talk to you, and you don't want to listen because you think you can outsmart the man, but you're not listening to his side. You're trying to demean him. You're trying to make him feel like a boy. You know what I'm saying? And some of you do that. Some women do that. So men got tired. You know, so men feel like, well, the woman over there in the Philippines, she don't make her husband feel like a boy. Oh, you just lazy. Oh, you did some of the stuff I see some of y'all say online. Not and like I said, no relationship is perfect, because maybe they have problems with some of their men too, but they don't. I don't never see them online pulling their man down like that. Y'all making a record on social media. Y'all got it. Y'all mad, and you losing because it's some of your fault. Not all of you black women, and there's some black women trying to tell, hey, calm that shit down. But no, they call her. They hate on her. I have seen a couple of women that try to tell these women, that to tell the women, hey, the reason why is because your goals are unrealistic, and you don't believe me. I'm gonna play this one video. What this one black woman said. This on Phillpines show.
Itself in 3 different ways. But first,
it's not just men versus women. It's not just men saying this. Watch this.
We have one of the sisters here saying that a lot of women do not want good men. They're out here lying. Let's review it.
You know what? Y'all women don't want no good man. No, y'all don't. Y'all want the thugs. Yeah, y'all want the guys that's gonna break your heart. Yeah, you do. You keep on talking to the same type of dudes. Yes, you do. Be quiet. You do.
Now, that part, as we know, just looking at time, statistically, that's true. You have a big pool of women, definitely in our community, going for the same type of guy until they get to the epiphany stage.
And these are women that are complaining about the dudes going overseas.
For a lot of women, it starts around.
What's she talking about? Not her, but what's she talking about?
Notice, most of the women that's talking about they don't really want to fool Pookie and Ray Ray no more, and Pookie and Ray Ray is this and that and the third.
I've heard this
too. They're usually 30 and above.
Right.
They hit that epiphany stage. Then also the biological clock start hitting them in the head too around about 30. So this is why you're starting to see a lot of these videos. If you pay attention to the look of a lot of the women that's even talking about this subject, notice a lot of them is around 30 and above.
Yep.
So let's continue.
You don't want the good guys, the simps. The guys that stay in the house and won't cheat on you. You don't want him. He's too boring.
Yeah, they do say that. That decent dudes are boring. Well, you know what? Quote unquote boring is consistent. Quote unquote boring is not out there beating on you, cheating on you, could bring you a venereal disease, but that's quote unquote boring.
Right.
And any woman that has that mindset that, oh, this guy is boring, that's not a woman that you should be fooling with, fellas. Because you're not a clown. If you want to go get entertained, go to a circus somewhere, go to a comedy show, whatever. You need to have somebody, like they say, you need to be equally yoked with.
Right? He's too lame. He's not attractive. Girl,
There's a woman saying
this. Peace that comes with that man. That man offers peace that you ain't never had in your entire life. You hear me? You better get with that man because of what he can do for your soul. You better get with that man for what he can do for your soul. Not for what he can do. Oh, he look good out here. Oh, he fine. Oh, baby, that don't mean anything. The older you get, you want peace and stability and love. That's it. That's all you should ever want from a man. Stop saying y'all want a good man when you ain't even attracted to what a really good man offers you.
Exactly.
Okay?
Well, the next thing she said, that when you get older, you want peace, stability, and love. Now, I think that is for men as well. Men want peace, stability, and love.
Exactly.
And as the older men get, their finances increase.
Exactly, Phil. That's what it is. Peace, stability, and love. Ain't a bunch of toxic. You get tired of that. And then some women don't know how to mature out of that stage. They don't know how to mature out of that stage. They've been doing it in their 20s. They get in their 30s.
And it gives them more options to do what they want to do. So when men is at the age they're seeking peace, they're not going to be putting up with all the game playing. They're not going to be putting up with the Pookie and Ray Ray. As I stated last week, there's no war with Pookie. That's over. The Pookie war is over. As I stated before, Pookie has won because the brothers who are decent said, we have left the battlefield. This is what they're saying. And they said, because we're gainfully employed. Some of us are, entrepreneurs. We can afford, to go to different states if we want. We can afford to go to different countries if we want. Even though when they try to put out this propaganda about owing child support, you cannot obtain a U.S. passport or hold your passport if you owe $2,500 in back child support or more. If you have a passport, it can be suspended, or it will not be renewed until you take care of that child support issue. Understand? So all the men who are traveling don't owe child support, even if they're paying.
Right.
So let's stop there because people are very, very ignorant.
Right.
But even older women want peace. They want tranquility. My thing with women is this: don't mess up your 20s, and that's what happens to a lot of them. Instead of their mama schooling them and say, look, in your 20s is your prime time to lock down your husband. You in the prime of your life physically. You in your greatest childbearing years. Do it in your 20s. Because there is this, and I think I'm going to cover that too. Because if you don't get these men when they're younger, or get these men in the process when they're in college or just young brothers, there's other groups of women that's picking off the men that you gonna want. There's white women doing it. There's Latina women doing it. There's Asian women doing it. There's all kind of.
I'm gonna stop right.
These are supplements.
I'm gonna stop right here. He's absolutely right. And you can't travel for so that woman that say you broke man, you can't be broken. And some of y'all owe child support. You just say you can't leave the state, let alone leave the country if you owe back child support. And really, if the ones that owe child support, that would probably living with their living expenses. They're paying the rent wherever they live at, or paying the mortgage wherever they live at. Plus, they paying the car note, because some men do got to pay the car note. Then they got to pay for the insurance. On top of that, so ladies, these men that live in this country ain't broke. They have opportunities. It's just that you don't have the. You want to get. See, you want to be in control. You want to be one of these women. It's like some of these women want to be in control. Like you want to have your bad boy and your good man too. That's over. Basically, what he's saying, it's over. And there's gonna be more men, the good men. So you don't have only going you're gonna be left is the pookies and the Ray Rays. The one that they only good at one thing is sex, and probably know how to bring. And some probably drink a lot and smoke weed and cut up and cuss up with you. Them the only kind of men is gonna be left. Because when the good men get their game up, maybe they were broke. They going. They exited. It's an exodus. I seen it 7 years ago, and you making videos trying to shame men. It's not gonna do it. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. Then, and as a woman that's putting your face on, like some of you women putting their face on TikTok videos and saying most scandalous, stupid stuff. What if there was another race of men hearing you talk like this? Have you ever thought about that? That maybe they might be attracted to you too, but they just heard how the way you talk about your man. They might be kind of turned off by your personality. See, all men don't think the same. You know what I'm saying? And goes, oh yeah. And some of us don't care if that's the man that's gonna make you happy. Some of us really don't care about the whole what nationality of men that you got. And to my black people that always say, well, I understand, bruh. It says that yes, we should stay as a community, but and I was thinking about this earlier. Most black people are divided up by religion. Most black people are divided up by politics. Most black people are divided about education and status. Whether you think that you're better than me because you're educated. Well, you got the educated people like think you're not up to my standard, and because we're different. We're different as far as lifestyles and lifestyles. Then it's the way your demeanor is and how the way you conduct yourself. There's a division among that. Some black people talk like they got some sense. You got the black people that don't talk like they think. You got black people are divided over who's light skinned, who's dark skinned, who's light skinned, who's dark skinned, and no, in America, when someone calls you the N-word, they don't care about your light skin or your dark skin. None of the other races, or some of the people who are racist from these other races, don't care about that. They don't care about you being Muslim or being Christian or whatever other religion. They don't care about that. When they see the pigment of the skin, they see the pigment, and sometimes it depends on the individuals you come across. They're gonna be nasty to you. Some people gonna be nasty and gonna look untrustworthy of you because you don't fit their clique. And even people who don't conduct themselves in a lower demeanor, they got to go through it because the perception, assumption is that these people are uneducated. These people, you don't understand the whole magnitude. You got some people that's been in the hood, they never left their hood. Some are people been and they never expanded. They don't see, they don't whatever they it kind of like the smoking weed, talking some game, talk about who's on the ball game, and what they did in the past. And some of us do live in the past all the time. What we used to do, we used to be the people back in the day. Well, you were back in the day, but now the times have changed. Well, you got some of us that want to move on. We don't want to stay on the plantation in our mindset. You got some black people that want to move on, but you got other black people shame other black people because they don't want to move on. And one thing that really impressed me, that really struck me, that he said that when we step outside the United States, our skin color don't matter. It's our character that matters, and that struck me because I can't imagine, and I think that's why, regardless of race, color, creed, why some people want to move out the United States, some of us who are Americans, who leave and live in other countries, because you get tired of that. Every time you see that over and over and over, and mentally it wears you down. You constantly reminded of the past, and no matter someone that looked like you or someone who's the opposing force that looked like the other people, that kind of switch and transform the light of it, it constantly remind you of it all the time, that you're black. You're not who you are as a person, not to know your character as a person. And so that's why I believe why some of the brothers have left and gone and live in other countries and able to go and live, because they stay free of that. Because you constantly in America, they got you thinking like that all the time. They got you thinking you're on the bottom pole, and they got you thinking only you good as far as entertainment in the bed, entertainment on the field, entertainment in the music, and what they perceive you to be. And it's more to individual black men and most black women than what your body is, and what your creativity and your character is. And it sounds like to me, the black men and black men, and even some black women that travel outside their country, outside the country, have experienced that. When you go to some part of the United States, you might get a half of it. It depends on where you go in the United States, because it's so indoctrinated, it's so infatuated with this, that the whole skin race thing is just that it wears you down, mentally wears you down. And even though, yeah, as people of all walks of life, we come together when it comes to sports, when it come together when it comes to music, but it's always that segment that when you step out your comfort zone, you constantly, whether you're a man or female, you constantly be bombarded with this. And I've heard, some people that just to get the peace of mind. I listened to this one guy named Go Black to Africa, and he said how he get a peace of mind. I even heard him say it, how to get a peace of mind. I don't have to think about that I can get treated. I'm free. They treat me like a person. It's not just me. And it's like I want to ask him how in the world, when you stepped on that land, immediately you took off that mindset of it constantly, you're black American, you're pole. And they don't say it, but every day it's kind of remind you of it. Every time I turn on my cell phone, there's some kind of racial incident all over this country, whether it's trying to achieve in business, education, economics, your children going through it, because you're constantly being bombarded with business. And even though America, has some up the things, but right now, the way it's looking, as far as cost of living, the way society is sometimes it don't make you feel like you're proud to be an American at times. I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes it don't make you proud to be, because it's the circumstances. And you work and you work and you work and you work, and it's just, you got so much bombarded. So I admire people who able to leave the country and I don't hate on somebody. I don't hate on the people that travel, other black people that travel, any other person that travels, because at least you escape what the main matrix keep us on it, to the point that it's our people. But realistically, as black people, most of us are not on one accord. We don't even support each other in business that much at a greater level than other black people, other groups of people do. And you see how other groups of people do. And I mean, they might have their little squabbles and things like that, but they maintain the support. They maintain their business. They maintain the effort. Treat everybody, but the money goes back into their community and help their people that look like them speak their secondary language that's behind English. It's nothing, and you can't get mad, and that's the way we should be. If anything, as a person, I think we should learn from these other groups of people. If you ever get the pleasure of sitting down and talk with somebody whether it's from Africa, Asia, or Latin America, or Europe, or somebody, and if you ever get across, just sit down and just sit back and have the open mind to at least see, and just let God show you how the way they move in family, how the way they move. And even though you may not understand the language, because sometimes some people have to speak to you in English, but at least sit down and learn something about it. Stop assuming something you don't know. You've never been around the people. You haven't sat down and talked with somebody in a conversation unless you had that conversation, you know for yourself. You can't go by what someone's hearsay, because someone's hearsay could be telling you something but they don't want to see you get happy. They don't want to see you travel. Because they can't do something because their life is miserable. And it sounds like that's what a lot of these people have issues with. They have a lot of issues with other people, because like, why would you have a problem with another person traveling? Why do you care? It's like, that would be silly for me to sit up there and, like I said, as far as black people, and say that black women, and she got a Latino boyfriend or European, and why they gotta go over there? The only reason why you with those Latino men, I mean, that'd be stupid. It's like, hey, she earned it and went over, and she got a peace of mind, and she's happy. What? How does it affect me? Why does it bother you so much? And black people, listen to me. Not everybody is going to think like you just because they share the same skin color as you. Hear me. Not everybody supposed to think like you and agree at everything you do. It's like, for example, you might like chitlins and chitlins and pig feet and collard greens, and it's like me saying you don't like chitlins and greens, you ain't black. You know, it's like, we need to stop doing that as a people. Sometimes we different, but we need to learn to embrace our difference as people, and know that if a good percentage of black people don't marry into the race of our own culture, whatever, that's their choice. And if they find love, so be it. But stop shaming something like that. Because outside your block of what you've been raised to think and say, and what you, because your family, your friends, your community, there's a whole world that don't think like that. And some of our experiences, we come across a few people here because they've been conditioned on this land to see race. I don't think that some people come here with that mindset, and they get indoctrinated to that mindset because what the TV and what hearsay says. And some people don't get to know people for themselves. And I think that's part of the division. But don't let that get you like that too. That's what I'm saying. And it's ignorant to sit up there and make assumption about something, and you haven't been out the country. You haven't sat down and at least learned something from somebody, and let's have an understanding why did they do it, and just make an assumption and being like some ignorant people. And I've seen black men say the most ignorant thing too. Oh, y'all messing up the game. What game? What game? What game? Why is everything gotta be a damn game? You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to get a relationship, not keep playing games and hitting and sticking every doggone woman on the planet. One day you're gonna get old. You're gonna get old in your body, and sometimes some of y'all ain't gonna make it because you got that mindset. Because the Most High is coming, and you seeing all these viruses and stuff is released on the planet. You want to play Mac game because you want to be the Mac daddy, getting all these different women that you don't know if they what they got. You don't even know what's in their family. You don't even know what's in their bloodline. You don't know. So the men that settling down, who you say is lame, and decide to pick a wife, they smart. They're mature. They're mature enough to know that even though when you get with another human being on the planet, right now, it can literally cost you your life. So the playtime we used to do in the 80s and 90s is over. You know, we kind of skipped cause, you know, it was AIDS. You know, you had some of us had to worry about that. It ain't just AIDS no more you got to worry about. It ain't just HIV. It ain't just herpes. You got COVID and monkeypox. So keep playing around. Keep want to be a player, and you get with a woman is going to literally burn you. Playing games. I think as men, you need to settle down, because we are at the last pit of hour. I don't want to be so-called being a player when all hell is breaking loose right now on the earth. You see it with the fires, the floods, the death. Ain't no time to be playing no game. It's talking about playing gaming women. You sound stupid. You sound immature. When you see people around you that's even dying in your family, in your neighborhood, people you used to kick it with, they're dying. It's time to get real. It's time to stop playing the game and be glad that you got a woman that love you, that's going to take care of you for the rest of life, whether it's here or whether it's over another part of the world. That's why those men look for somebody, because that's why they couldn't find the woman here, that they couldn't find someone to love them, like that woman, the Campbell family, because they learn from their mistakes, and that's why some of the older men and other men are going over, because they really want someone. There's some love. There's somebody can love you despite whatever condition they live in, because they live apart, but they know how to love. And that's something that some of us in the United States have never understand, that love got to cost over here. Or you want some of this, it's going to cost you over here. That's what it turned out to be. It's not coming from here no more. It's coming. What can you do for me? So I can get to another status, so I can impress some people who really don't even like you in the first place. So you trying to impress people, and it's women, and well as men, got this kind of mindset. Who are you trying to impress? Because you drive around in a fancy car, and you making payments. You don't own the car. The bank owns the car, but you style and profiling. Some of us rent houses. We don't own the house. You don't own shit, but you want to style and profile. And the only reason why some of these women that be on this high income thing, because they in debt with, and those that got educated, they never paid completely the college loans and student loans that they got that degree from. So they think a man. So you meeting a man with debt. Part of his debt, because some women, the attractive women, are paying the college loans still off. But the men, but the 40-hour man may not have to do that, because maybe he didn't go to school. He went straight to the workplace, put in 20, 30 years, and retired, get a good pension, and boom, he goes over it. That's to that woman that want to make that say, what is they say? What is they giving you? And she would think about that. See, sometimes some people don't properly think. So I'm gonna finish this up. That's why, and that's why. And you look, and some of these women look stupid on video. They look dumb, man. It's like, how can you just ranting off at something on TikTok? All you men talk about you bet overseas. Why? There was a bunch of women black go overseas. Why would I be mad? Why would I be trying to curse black women that want to improve their life, and if they want to travel overseas and find them a man. If they don't find a man, it's here is happy. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense just because you may not line up everything about skin. Listen, black people. Spiritually, some of us ain't lined up anyway. Some of us believe in God, some of us believe in a foreign God. Let's keep it real. Let's keep this thing real. Some of us believe in Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus Christ, through the Father, and some of us don't. Some of us got our own belief, but we all brothers, all sisters. But you can't bring us being a people to all. We want to be all black, but we want to be all separate, worshiping all different gods. It ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be some division. And it ain't just because some of the white men. It's something that has been in our DNA, and it goes all the way back to the Bible. And before the Bible was in the Torah, we've always been divided up. Whether you want to be Egyptian, the black Hebrews, or the black Egyptians, or the black whatever, but it was two separate gods. It was a separate. They worship. You know. You said, well, I'm just gonna pick on because I'm black. But what if this black woman is a witch? What if I have a relationship with Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus Christ? So I'm just gonna be with this woman because she's black, and we're gonna have a covenant in relationship. I'm just using this as an example because no, she has her spiritual beliefs. Her who she don't want. I mean, she don't want knowledge. My spiritual belief. So therefore, you can be divided based on that. And then God has said then the God that you serve that is through Jesus, which is Yeshua, said He shares no glory with nobody. Listen, and I hope someone shared this video. We need to stop this crap. We need to stop this because it's more than the skin. Even the people in the Bible some of them were black. You doggone right that were black, but they were they came from separate tribes. They worshiped separate gods, and we don't seem to understand this stuff. So you get what the God give you. And if she isn't black, she got to be part of my tribe. If she ain't part of your tribe, it's okay. It was okay for Moses to do it. So what's up? His wife was Ethiopian. It's not just because they both black. It was more to that. And this is for the people that are Hebrews and all these other people. When you really sit down and analyze really look at it from a logic point of view, yeah, they were people of darker hue, and what some consider black, but the Egyptians and the Hebrews had separate gods. Hello. So, and the only reason why some Egyptians went because they were Egyptian and they were spared because but they had to take on and believe in the Most High God. They couldn't still stay and be stuck with the gods of Egypt. Because I said that's why the plagues was going against it, because Egypt, these other black folks can't deal with these other black folks, okay? If you want to look at it from a skin color point of view, and this is the truth. Because some people do all the research, yeah, the Hebrews were black and the Egyptians were black. Okay, let's go from there. But what is the main thing? The Egyptians had a separate God. The Hebrews had a separate God. Just like the Romans, the Greeks, and the Babylonians, and we all did this. But what I'm saying is not to take us in that direction of religion, but it's a fact. It's more than the color of the skin. So I'm just gonna get with somebody, and like I said, and somebody can be doing yoga or with something, and believing in the ways of a Hindu God, but we darker hue though. My God, if I'm serving the God, He's not gonna accept that, and I take this woman into marriage and have a family out of marriage. That's a fact. It's beyond the skin color. Look at your Bible. Look at the Quran. Look at the Torah. Understand who the great I am is. Understand when he said, I don't share my glory with nobody. I don't share my glory with Molech. I don't share my glory with nobody. So you have a black people is serving the other gods. Guess what? Just like any other nationalities, other people. Guess what? And it's been like that since the beginning of time. There are black people in America that worship separate gods. The God that don't believe it through his son Yeshua HaMashiach, in the Christian world called Jesus Christ. You have black people here that are warlocks, witches, that in different other religions, that are in Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, but we all black though, right? Yeah, we can be by the color, but we're separate by who we pay homage to, and our God is not going to accept the God of whatever their worship is. He's not in prayer and worship and praise. That's a fact. And somebody gonna get offended about this, but that's true. God come through his son Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, "Worship and honor me, and my Father will open up the heavens and door." Not the Babylonian gods, not the Caesarians, on the other one. Come to me. That's why Paul was sent during that time, and he had to face other people of the darker hue and other hues, because they were worshiping, and that's in the Bible. So we can't even get together, and it's still like that. What I'm saying is still like that to this day. And then some people take the Bible and flip it to their own, what their interpretation is it, in which the Spirit of the Heavenly Father never instructed them to do that. Then what? Some people have made cults out of the Bible. So you don't have, that's what you don't have a direct relationship as a people of darker hue, as a black people. You can't get with someone, even it's not just playing to another nationality of people. You can't get with people that you gotta see where they spiritually lined up at, what their background is, and they can be black. We all African, yeah, it's all Africans, but not all Africans. Yeah, but they're different Africans that worship different gods, like they do in India and in other places. Some people worship their ancestors, opposed to worshiping God. They might pay homage to a statue, pay homage to opposed to God. Again, the God that created all this universe and everything in this earth says, don't share no glory, don't make nothing above the earth, under the earth, and in the earth, an image. Come through me, through my Son, who I set the word into the word. That's it. That's in the Bible. Can't argue with that. That's in the Bible. Those people, look in the book of Genesis, because that's where it's at. Look at the Bible again. And it would people, and to my people that see color, yes, even the men of color, there were people of color that they were separate with their worship and praise. So that's my take to you. But you be happy who you're with. But as long as you have a life, because you might have somebody who don't even believe in God. What if you believe in God and they don't? But we black though. But they can't stand God. They don't believe that there was ever his son ever walked the earth. There's black people just like any other people believe that. You can't rock with them, because if you have his spirit, the Father Spirit, it's going to be one or the other. Either you present him to them, they reject you, but at some point in time, your Heavenly Father Spirit will kind of back away from them, and they don't present the kingdom to them. They don't receive the kingdom. Your Heavenly Father's going to back you away from them, because someone's going to have to give. You can mutually agree and talk and respect one another. But even like the other nations of people around you who got their former God who they worship, it's the same way. Has nothing to do with skin color. Because we're spiritual people. And some of us know this. And some of us accept the reality of this. And that's why we always going back and forth online. We're going to debate the Muslims, we're going to debate the Hindus, we're going to debate the Old Testament, we're going to debate. What's there to debate? When the relationship, who got the relationship? What's there to debate? When the Spirit of truth, when you read the Bible and the Spirit of truth come out, where is debate? When you have through His Son, Yeshua Mashiach, His Spirit, Jesus, the one. What's there to debate? When the people can still be raised and be still in a formerly body, not looking like a zombie, but they've been formed like they can come into a new body. What's there to debate? Why are we debating with this stuff? When the one can still raise the dead up now and don't have to make it look like a zombie like the movies do it. What's there to debate is the one that can set you and keep you at peace in the midst of chaos. What's there to debate when you got almost everything, hell and everything coming at you? I mean, your family members, your workplace, where you live at, and everything can go all day wrong, and everything like it's about to affect your health. And only one can line out all that for free. One that has the blood, one has the power that even the opposite of the kingdom, they had to stand down. And what's the opposite kingdom? Anything opposed against the Most High through His Son Yeshua Mashiach, Jesus the Christ, and so forth. And even though people got their part of the power, what's come from the enemy, because he got some kind of power too to give them a duplicate power, but they don't have the ultimate power. They got some power. They can probably do some things, cast spells, whatever, but they don't have the ultimate power. Those who have a covenant with the Most High God through His Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, to the point that even in another realm, I didn't mean to go this far, but even the realm that we can't, outside our five senses, in the spirit world, where that name, everything shake, the ghost shake, the spirit shake, the familiar spirit is shake, and everything is falling down. When the kingdom is at hand, that's it. So what I'm saying, I don't mean to go that far, but that's the reality, black people. We're different. And for those people that choose to marry another, if they choose to, they choose to. You got to get over this. Everything that looked like me got set me. It's not the way the world works. You love whoever that person loves. If you're a black man, black woman, listen to this video, or any other person, love who you love, man. Don't let these people guilt shame you. And you know I'm telling the truth though. We're divided. We still divided. We're fighting among each other every day. We're killing each other every day over dumb stuff. Arguing stuff over something every day. Disrespecting one another every day. And when you see the other nationalities of people, some of the people in those other nationalities don't even like you, don't even respect you. Some of them, not all. In America. You see it. So why we so be happy with what spouse you choose. Be happy. Whoever you choose. Don't listen to these people. These people are miserable, and they don't. They should be happy. Because if I'm happy with somebody, how I'm gonna sit up there, and if I did pick someone of my skew and of my spiritual alignment, and we all love, why did I look to another black person and start calling them out their name and saying, well, you betrayed the community, you did this or you did that because of who you in the bed with, who you choose as a mate. How do I sound like that when they can waited for years, waited a lifetime, and they find another person, another human being that can treat them love and kindness, respect on the planet? Who am I to sit there and say something like that? And I see some of these people that, and it's from different genres. Yeah, not everybody is affected. Wait, it affect you. Do I see that as racism? Yes, but it ain't gonna affect me. It shouldn't affect me to the point that it disturbed my peace. It's sad, but there's a whole lot of things just about that too. And we're not gonna get no justice as a people, until God comes back. So be happy who your friends, who your family with, who you marry, just be happy. Don't worry about it. And don't feel ashamed who you are. Don't be ashamed, because at least you got out the country. At least you got to see to be a human being, and people love it and like you for who you are, and you appreciate what those people saw overseas. It probably changed the way they looked at themselves, because you've been groomed in this country to think a certain way, but you broke it. And I can congratulate all the people that travel outside this country. You're very blessed. They're able to make it. I hope one day I can be able to travel and have the finances to travel. But I want to say this to you, black men: may you live and be happy wherever part of the world you choose to live. And same would be with the black women. Be wherever you lay your healthy, because you and I know how our people is here. You know, it's got to be someone jealousy, envious, and just trying to make and try to be a comedian, try to be whatever, and they stuck on foolery. They're not with reality. The reality, the rest of the world don't think like that. But the system of the westernized world got us think that we're on a totem pole, that every race is going to be against you. And you know how that started, right? TV and hearsay. They used the image, and they did it here and they did it in other parts of the world. But when the people see you, my black American friend, see us, they see the character, not the stereotype that America puts on us. And I hope they don't believe it. And I'm glad that we're making change. So I just wanted to make this video, but yeah, I just wanted to chime on in on them 2 videos. And just, some people need to grow up. Some people need to stop being so envious and jealous at each other. Time is winding short. You're just being envious and jealous at somebody because they decided to pick a different spouse than you. Like I said, if it was a black woman, I wouldn't care. Her time was up to be happy. She probably been waiting for years to meet that man. And maybe it wasn't a man that looked somewhat of my culture. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, when we leave this earthly body, we going back as spirits anyway. The flesh is going to dissolve into the earth. We going right back up to the main one. So you be happy with whoever you are. And I just use it because we getting the flack so much right now. But this can apply to anybody, any ethnic or race or background. You be happy. Don't let someone guilt shame you what someone's opinion is saying. Because at the end of the day, they ain't paying your bills. They ain't gonna take care of you if you get sick. They ain't gonna be there for you. They're not your God. If anything, and then they can't handle the things in life that life has put pressure on you. So you live. And whether you're a man, you decide to make that trip to another country, you do it. If you find another woman, you do it. Do what your heart led to you to do. That's what I'm gonna do. Because like I said, I'm 54 years old. And I've dated all kind of women in the States. I know how some of their personalities is. Some of the women, and there was times that I wasn't, in my younger years, I wasn't mature enough. But now what I've seen in the last 10, 15 years, not too many women trying to really understand love, how to be a wife. It's all about themselves. It's all about the glamour and what other people in the family, what their friends think. The fancy car, the fancy house. But you don't see the depth that they gotta pay. Trying to make how much money they're gonna have to pay after they paid the mortgage, the rent, the car note, the insurance. And they got children. It's like it's going out the door. Fast you get, it's going out to someone else's pocket. Pay your taxes. So what difference does it make? Why we gotta be really proud and Phillpines? You got to pay something up. You get your health. What if some of your insurance don't cover a certain thing? Then if you don't pay that bill off what the insurance didn't cover, then that puts you in debt. Some people are struggling with that. Mentality, this style and profiling, and then you got to work all kind of hours, stressed out, probably some company you don't like, around people you can't stand. And you mad because some people who are able to travel don't have to go like that, but you do. So you take little pot shots at it. That's what it is. The people who are jealous because I travel, my brothers and sisters, is because they don't know, they never had peace in their home, they never had peace in their life, and their peace is toxicity and causing chaos and trying to get self-attention and thinking that in their mind that's how black people is. See, sometimes black people ain't always other people. You got black people that have negativity of their own self. They think that we all hood dudes. Let's all be hood dudes, because that's what a hood dude do. That's where the N word comes. That's why we always call each other the N word, because we think that we hood. I see a black man. Well, you a hood dude just like me, because he black. So I call him the N word. Or you see a black woman, you just like me, because you're in poverty. Just because somebody in a poverty state don't mean that, and that's the perception that we have towards one another. Before we get to the other nationalities of other people, before we get to the white people, the Latino people, the Middle Eastern people, the Asian people, we got to deal with each other. We ain't got no room to talk, for real, because we judge each other more than any group of people on the planet. What? Why are you talking like that? You sound like one of the white people over there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to talk like I got some sense. Black people is the first one, baby. You ain't talking like me. I'm just saying, man. Motherfucker ain't this and this and that and other. What? But hey, that's the way he expressed himself. But the way he see someone that look like him, you have black people that think that you should talk and act like them. So they're the ones that's hating on you. And that's the men and women that hating on for the black men that travel, that learn how to let the mind shape your personality and shape your world. It's beyond what you've been told and what you've been taught. You stepped out of the hood, and God gifted you to go in other places, to meet other people on the planet that have less fortune than you, but it shapes your personality beyond the skin of what you said in. And you've been deprogrammed because God deprogrammed you when you stepped off the shore as people. Other people I don't know how white people is. I don't know. Maybe they probably feel the same way. But as black people, you know this. And some of you have traveled. You know deep down I'm telling the truth. So hey, be free, my friend. Don't worry about what the haters are saying. Don't worry about these simple ass people that's jealous. Cause they never lived it. And they don't want, and some ain't going nowhere. They're gonna be talking the same old stuff, living in the same old past, and as time evolve around them, generations of people, they'll be still stuck in that zone, stuck back in the 70s, 80s, and talk about that and they have not come up to date. They're spiritually been grounded. But for some of you that travel, congratulations. If you're a black man, again, you're a black man, black woman, God bless you. At least you got out of here. At least you got out of here. You got out of here. Get away from those people like that. Even they in your family, they in my family. They're my people you went to school with and everything. Look where they're at, look where you're going. Who's progressing? And we all have a choice in life to progress. God probably brought opportunities their way, and they ignored it. But they hating on you. They hating on you, and you might want to come and help them to be that solution to bring them out. So you want to bring them on travel. You want to bring, but nah, I don't want to go over there. I ain't going around those people because they've been programmed. See, the slave master mentality among us is still here. Perception, the plantation mentality. And that's why I said, yeah, some of us still live in the past. We still have not become free our minds. So the people that leave is free in their mind. The black people that don't, it's like the same ones that probably been back in the 1700s. Why you want to go up north? You need to be down here with all the rest of us on this plantation. I've been beat so times with whip and traumatized. You need to be beaten whip with some trauma. What makes you so different than I do? It's what basically that's what black people in today right now is what they're saying. Well, I gotta go through a stress and high blood pressure and tension. Man, all you gotta do is, man, shoot, drink and smoke. Just kick it with us. No, I want to travel and do something. Why you want to do something like that? They stuck in their mind, bro. They stuck in their mind. They still haven't left high school. They 30 or 40, 50, 60, 70. Still stuck in high school. They still stuck on the same block y'all used to rock on. They haven't evolved. Some of you know what I'm talking about. That's why they're making all these some are making videos. Talk about game and all that stuff like that. What game? What you need a dating coach for? I'm sorry to go on this long, but I'm just trying to make sense. That's why I want to show the video. Trying to make it make sense. So don't let someone guilt shame you for traveling. And if you're a younger person, you travel. If you're a middle-aged person, you travel. We can't live with other people think. They're gonna not like you anyway. They're gonna be jealous at you anyway, envious, and they you're gonna be a broke black person like I am, with no vision, no goal like I am. That's basically what they're saying. I got dreams. 5 years around, I got dreams. You know, same thing. Drinking, talking the same shit with the same boys that they've been hanging out with. That's where they're trying to keep you at. That's why they want you to travel. And the ones making these videos, that's what it is. They're miserable. Because people who are miserable won't talk like that. You gotta be, like someone said, you gotta be careful in any part of the world. And then for the people who say, well, they're gonna use you for you. They're gonna use you. You got people that use you here. You have people that use you here, that play games up with you here. If you're a really kind person, you know it whether you're a man or woman, somebody's gonna try to play you. What's the difference? They want to game you. They want to keep running the game on you and playing mind games with you. They think that you part of them. Then whatever it is that they can't get out of you, they ain't gonna be there if you get sick. They ain't gonna be there if you get down. And don't owe them some money. Because you'll be a dirty dog and they be ready to jump on you. But they can owe you some money and don't have to pay a doggone thing that, and they can intimidate you because of their personality. That's what it is. That's what they want. Some people want to use you, so they figure that they get paranoid because maybe what they projecting on somebody, they've done it themselves to other people. They've used them in this manipulate people. They use to manipulate people. That's the truth. And some people, they can intimidate. That's the truth. Because you ain't aggressive and assertive like them, because that's the truth. So that's what they do. There's some women that are really aggressive and assertive and don't know when they're too much mouth. They don't even know it's alright to speak up and be strong, but sometimes you gotta learn when to clamp on it, and they haven't figured out how to clamp on it. They just let anything come out of their mouth like diarrhea. They let anything come out of their mouth. Now they can do this, put it on video. Send over and don't even know half the world. Some people are laughing at you, admiring you, and some people are, but most of the world can be mocking you. See, look at this simple son of a gun. He's just so shallow, so minded. That's the reality. And some of the same people ain't gonna make you go good unless they see you down, broken, busting, and disgusting. And then they probably talk about you if you did lay up in the hospital, you about close to death. They'll talk about you again. They never around you when you need money. They never around when you need support. Why do you care why would I care what they say? So they're the same people that complaining. Because somebody thought about it's all about game to them. It's all about game. You know, everybody gotta be about that game. You know, yeah. If you give up that energy, you're gonna meet people with that energy. But if you got a kind of person that got to pursue, you learn through time how to toughen up and how to reject. That's what I've learned. But yeah, man, anybody listen to this video, just go out there and enjoy yourself. And don't let someone shame you because you're black, because you're different, you from some different part, and you got to agree with all the black people. No, that's not the way the world works. That's not what reality works. In their mind, that's where it is. It's a whole big world, and you'll see. And that's why people encourage you to travel, because when you see how other people live, whether it's on the continent of Africa, whether it's in the Caribbean, whether it's in the Pacific Islands, it probably changed the way we think. And people don't want to get people wage, and you look at yourself, you come back to this country. I haven't got a chance to experience that yet, but boy, if I ever do, man, wow. I hope one day I'll be able to do. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, man, if you share this with somebody, and I want you black men, you keep on traveling. And black women, you travel too. If you're single, you travel, enjoy yourself. And whoever you meet up with, they become your boyfriend or husband, be happy. And somebody said, well, you're not part of us no more. How dare you? You can't erase their experience as a person on this planet. So, alright then. I don't mean make it so long, but I just have to make my point in the video. And hopefully someone enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys have a pleasant day, evening, morning, wherever you're at. And I hope it gains some attraction. If you don't, but that's just letting you know what the reality of the world really is. And it's not what, don't pay a lot of these people, they're hurt and they feel the pain, and you see it. And I sit back like most people and just shake my head like, wow. They never really talk to somebody, but they assume how people are, because one person they might buy it out of a whole human race of people, and they label everybody, or they heard or they saw on TV. That's how some people are in the world anyway. All right then, you guys take it easy. Till next time. James out.